Defy the odds that are stacked against you. As a successor, as someone that's going through their journey, you, I, anyone, everyone that you see in their life, we're all going through a journey. We all are going through challenges, roadblocks that are stopping us from the progress that we're looking to achieve. And I always come back to this when I'm always at my lowest mark, when you get stuck in a rut, or if you know you're back in bad habits and you're looking to change and just break those, that cycle. I always find myself going back to this one principle of understanding: defy all odds. Even if no one believes in you, even if everything led to not creating what you're stacking every single ounce of yourself towards. I always look at the fact of defy the odds. Who cares if you're gonna win? Who cares? No one cares until you make it, until you win. That's when they care. That's when people truly say they're there. They say, yeah, we supported you through thick and thin. In reality, they're only there through the thin. They're barely there. To them, that might be their all. That's all they may know. But that doesn't mean the progress, what you're building toward, you as the successor in your own life. No one can achieve that except for you, man. It's always you versus you. It's always how you put yourself in these situations that's going to bring you to where you're looking to go for. Whether that's through manifestation, motivation, discipline, persistence. Being a resilient individual leads you towards world war, within yourself, toward winning the battles towards yourself, actually becoming who you want to become as your own successor. I like to look at the factor of manifestation when it comes to defying the odds is of little things myself. I myself, Calviar Inc., I like to look at the way I watch movies and what really amplifies me, motivates me, makes me a little bit disciplined, but more so that's on you. That's on you, that's on me. On us as individuals, man, when it comes to actually making action happen, putting that step forward. I myself recently just bought a Lamborghini Lego set. As you guys can see, this is a Lamborghini Cone latch. I cannot say it. That's just what says on the sticker. I don't even know. I have not searched it up or anything. But this Lamborghini reminds me of the movie called The Wolf on Wall Street. The beginning scene where he is driving and he says, "Oh, I'm in a white Lamborghini," and then he transforms it into red, or vice versa, whichever one. But that is my favorite movie because it really fuels the factor of entrepreneurship and how this man was just starting off at his job at Wall Street, and then the stock market crashed, and this kind of goes toward defying the odds that are stacked against you. This man, Jordan Belford, was the original person, which this movie was based off of. Obviously the Hollywood version, the Wolf on Wall Street movie, way blown out of proportion, but yet again a great entrepreneurial movie. If you have not watched it, watch it. I think it's rated R. It's a pretty bad movie. A lot of things about it, but anyway, he started dirt poor, working at a job, working at a firm, whatever, and then he ended up creating his own business. He created his own path. He didn't follow. Obviously, what he did was wrong. I'm pretty sure he committed quite a bit of crimes. Maybe, don't quote me on that 100%, but he definitely created a business off of something that wasn't business. I don't know. My brain's not very attached this morning. I still have yet to get my workout in. So, just working the gospel this morning. So, I bought this myself because, number one, I grew up loving Legos. Legos was one of my childhood memories. And the fact now I'm as an entrepreneur, someone that does side hustles, your ambition is fueled by the motivation that we see on social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. A lot of these influencers, a lot of these, even you could even say gurus, show that they had these really nice vehicles and they worked their ass off for it, or they rented it. We don't know. We never know until we truly know from their vulnerability. And These are the 3 V's. I'll drop these 3 V's for you as a successor. Vulnerability, value, and viral. 3 things that you have to understand with yourself when it comes to social media and those factors. And the number one thing out of those V's that I like to speak on, that speaks volumes in a personal brand, that speaks volumes in defying the odds, is being vulnerable. You have to accept showing yourself for who you are. A lot of people are scared to. I once was scared to. If you scroll way back, and unfortunately I deleted my videos on TikTok. That's when I first started my entire journey. It's on TikTok documenting it. You could tell I was camera shy. You could tell I was not my best, and I chased it viral. But if you're not vulnerable, if you're not showing who you truly are, and if you're just chasing trends, you're not gonna grow. You're not gonna grow. That's like hopping on like, ooh, Nike just dropped a new pair of shoes. Ooh, you see that new game? Spider-Man 2 just came out. You know, it's like, you look at things that are like viral, you look at things that like stack you against your odds, that really slow you down. And I say this with successors, as manifestation is a real thing. It's a very true all thing. I'm sure you've seen it. If not, look it up. I'm more than certain on TikTok you can see this shit. See it for what it's worth. Manifestation has got to be the most potent form, I mean, this is my opinion, of grasping these things to actually become a real thing. And that could be with anything. I mean, right now, this is my little office space, this desk. This is my office. Until eventually maybe I create this into a company and grow into a company. Manifestation, it's where you lay your ground. And with defying the odds against you is stacking your wins. Whether they're small, whether if they're big. Big ones are amazing. But understand that you're not going to achieve those long steps of reaching those big goals until you take those individual steps. This is the hardest lesson I've had to learn as my own successor, is learning to build the ground up. And this comes with being disciplined, being persevering through all the tough moments, through the tough times, especially when it comes to where you're at right now. If you're constantly scrolling on social media, the odds are being stacked against you every single day when you let this happen. I'm at fault with that too. I'll be honest, fully honest and open with you guys. That's the fact of being vulnerable. I do this too. I get lost in the For You page. I get lost in the cycle of things. But you have to understand that with your journey, you have to know when to stop. You have to know when to hit pause and look around you. See what life is truly is. And see, this kind of goes a deep dive into like the entrepreneurial madness. I speak on this inside my community. But the entrepreneurial madness consumes you and mentally kills you. I don't think there's something wrong with being an entrepreneur and driving toward those, like the really nice luxury vehicles, those really nice watches, the mansions, the lifestyle. Hell, I'm for it too. I love the lifestyle that it brings. I love the freedom. But most importantly, you cannot forget your friends. You cannot forget your family. You cannot go cold and forget the people around you, because once you burn those bridges, it's hard to rebuild them. It's hard to rebuild them. I've done it myself. I've ended a 4.5-year relationship based off of that entrepreneurial madness. That relationship had potential, but I didn't see it through. And you know, life is life. Life is life, man. You have to understand that, like, things happen for a reason. And once you realize that, I feel like it's really what's going to create your environment, and you're going to understand your environment more. And as a man, even women too, when it comes to understanding yourself, that leads you toward stacking the odds against them, not yourself. That's when the odds are no longer against you. When you understand yourself, you know what you're going for, you know what you're worth, and you drive toward that. That's what makes you a successor. That's what makes you successful in the path of what you're creating and the path that you're going toward. Not many people do know that. Not a lot of people see the value in that. You cannot weigh your odds on, just an example with this 8 ball here. This 8 ball, bro. You cannot stack your odds. You cannot stack where you're at in life based off of chance. You have to create it. It's you versus you. You have to create it because no one is going to answer it, not even an 8-ball. I've had things happen where once when I was hopeless, when I was lost, I didn't know where I was. I didn't know who I was. Not going to lie, I shook this a couple of times, more than a couple of times, to find who I was. And lo and behold, there was things that this 8-ball said that I thought helped me in life, but really was a blessing in disguise. So do what you will with that knowledge. But you have to have those conversations with yourself that gives you the understanding of like, fuck, I'm in a tough situation right now. I'm in a tough spot right now. And once you establish that relationship with yourself, once you establish that understanding with yourself, you now know what it takes. You now know what it really needs to happen, what really needs to happen with your own self and your own well-being. And I had to do this myself. I took a break off social media, man, because it felt like a job. It felt like a job to me. And that's not the point of this. A personal brand is meant to be on me, on like my token of gratitude to everyone, of like my insight, my thoughts, everything. It can become a job. It can provide an income. And I, for myself, in my experience, when I used to defy those odds, right now I'm in a position that like I just need to build. I need to create. And it kind of is a job. But when you love something that you do, you're not going to work a day in your life. As long as you enjoy it, it brings you purpose, and you love what you're doing, and you understand yourself, and you know where you're going, you know what your message is, you know what your agenda is, you know what you're going for, you know what you're creating and the reason why you're creating it, then you're set, man. All the odds stacked against you are no longer stacked against you. You are stacking on yourself, you're banking on yourself, you're building yourself. You're becoming this empowerment of an individual. You no longer have the weight stacked against you. You no longer have the persistent edge of not feeling fulfilled. You finally are taking action toward not having all this weight, not all this pressure stacked against you, but you have the empowerment of who you are, understanding who you are mentally, to then stack those wins. Stack that persistent. Be resilient. Learn to be resilient. If you're not, learn how to, because this is what will get you through with life. I build great relationships based on the fact that I'm a resilient individual. Back in high school, I made really great friends with people. Now, in life, we've took different turns. I'm not much of a person they were then, but we were great buds then. I was friends with, the little background on me, I was friends with the quarterback back in high school. He told me I fucking sucked at football. He was like, dude, you fucking suck. But the thing that stands out from you from the rest of the team is that you're fucking resilient. Like, he like was in my face, was like, dude, you're the most resilient dude, teammate, team player that I know. I get knocked down, you get knocked down. I should say, in his perspective, you get knocked down and you still get back up. You have to understand, when it comes to when life keeps breaking you down, tearing you apart bit by bit, and you're left with a mess, you have to learn to look at that and fucking smile at it and be like, I got this. Realize that you are far greater than what that limitless factor in your mind tells you. That tells you you're not enough. That tells you that you're not going to make it. That's delusional. That's not real. That's not what your life is. I've heard great stories of people that have, I mean, you have too, I'm more than certain. One of mine, personally, is Alex Hormozy. His life story is really impactful. Alex Hormozy, Alex Sedlak, Ethan Price, Ayman Ganzi. No one can beat him. Those are my top 4, honestly. Learn what they've done and don't replicate what they're doing without your vulnerable factor of who you are. because then when you create something of your own, you have that weight to add to yourself. You have that impactful weight for your own improvement. Guys, this is the successor's journey. I apologize for my stuttering, but this is me. I'm vulnerable. This is who I am to become who I want to achieve myself to be. I hope that made sense. It made sense in here. As long as it makes sense to you, and that's what you're driven forward toward, and that's what you're really driven to become, that's all you need. That's all you have to be to become the successful person who you are within. I think that's it, guys. This is my first YouTube video. Actually, me speaking to you guys for my YouTube video. I don't plan on ending this anytime soon. I actually want to keep creating content, so if you guys like this, please leave a like. I guess subscribe. I don't know how this goes. I'm not trying to be like those gimmick, like, give me a follow, like, subscribe, whatever. If you appreciate this, you know what to do. Go down to the description. I'm actually going to leave a little bit of detail about myself and the community. If you want to join, it's free. It doesn't cost you none. Other than that, guys, peace out. I'll see you guys in the community, the successor's journey. Much love to y'all. Peace out.